Oh, yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight for our premiere episode of Outgunned Blood and Thunder. Let's do a quick round of introductions as just going to turn this down so it doesn't blow anyone's ears out. Um, as we are missing one of our crew, Lou, who hopefully everything is all good with, and we will hopefully see next week or in 2 weeks from tonight. Why don't we start our introductions with Alex?
Man, I made eye contact. I
I
really
know. I'm
shouldn't have.
like, who's gonna do it?
That was
It's
your mistake
me.
right there.
Ahoy, hoy. I'm Alex. You can find me on social medias at Roll for Alex, and today I will be playing Otto, who is our pilot.
Nice. And Kevin, sorry, I'm juggling. Kevin, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us who you're playing?
Hi. Yeah, I would love to. Hi, I'm Kevin. I can be found online at Kevran Games, which is floating around above my head here, thanks to Jeremy's cool layout. And I'm a co-producer here at Wanderer's Haven. I've been absent for a couple of weeks because I'm dealing with some stuff. But you know what? I'm back here tonight. I'm ready to be
Huzzah.
outgunned. Huzzah! And I'm ready to play Saint, who is our samurai. That's all I'm going to say for now. So let's do it, babies.
I was expecting that to go longer, so I'm all drinking tea over here.
Ah.
Well, since Javante's going last, I'll introduce myself. I'm Jeremy. I am also a producer here at the Twitch channel / YouTube channel and all that. I am playing Liam and his furry pal Orion, who will not die, Javante.
Good boys don't die in action films.
Exactly.
And also, howdy, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary findies, and hellions of all walks of life. I'm Javante. Normally speaking, I'm on the other side of the table, playing multiple characters, but Wonder Sam decided to bring me back because I
Yay!
didn't scare enough people when I did my horror game. But you know what I like as much as I like horror? I like action films and just blocky 80s and 90s blow up a building and say a one-liner, good kind of movies.
I gotta work on my one-liners.
Um, and I cajoled my friends here into playing Outgunned, a game series that I've been really, really dying to do. Uh, with the promise that it wasn't going to get too spooky, I may have lied.
Oh,
Um,
no.
with all that being said, welcome to the world of action movies, assassins, dames, and killers of all walks of life, and Outgunned Blood and Thunder.
Woohoo.
We will kick things off in the way that all great action films kick off, with a beautiful shot of the looming city of New York, going through the waters, down the city streets, until we come upon a rather beautiful looking building. A tall, spiring hotel structure. The almost Gotham-esque architecture of the Belmont Hotel. For many regular people, the Belmont is a beautiful five-star style hotel, fitted for the class and revelry that one might expect to, have for the exuberant prices that one pays to enter into it. But under the veneer of nice, beautiful decor, well-made food, and the bellhops that are dressed just a little bit above where they should be at, has their secret. The Belmont is where any assassin, or those that work in the realm of killers, goes to collect both peace of mind and missions. So we open things up here in the Belmont, in what is considered the dining area. A large, expansive, almost beyond restaurant, almost as this event space. As a few waiters can be seen shuffling around. An older gentleman with silver streaks through his cut back hair, a well tailored suit, and an almost jovial nature for what he is doing can be seen seated in a more sequestered corner booth. as one of the waiters comes across and sets down a small tray and lifts the lid, revealing a rotary phone. He picks it up, switches the dials, places it to his ears, and clears his throat. I hate to bother you on short notice. Uh, Saint, are you able to come down?
Of course, I'm able to come down, whatever you need.
Would you like to describe, as the camera moves through the phone line, what Saint looks like?
Of course, yeah. Saint is best described as a big guy. He's an American, and he's tall. He's like 6'3", very wide shouldered, muscled. He's in his early 40s, so a little bit of the muscle has gone to a little bit soft, as you get older. But he still has his edge. He right now is as he takes the phone and he reaches and he goes to hang it up. We see like the camera would pan past. There is a bevy of different blades, knives, cleavers, stilettos, butterfly knives, and something very important, a red handled with a lacquered finish along the sheathing of it, katana, which is lying across the pillow. And Saint stops for just a moment. He thinks about just a few days ago when he was back at his butcher shop and he got the call that he needed to come back into the fold and deal with some things. And he thinks about the quick call that he made to Janice to make sure that she was handling things that needed to be handled at home. He turns and he just does a quick look through all of the different weaponry, and his hands trickle across them for a moment and settle upon the katana, which he takes and without any flourish just snaps to his side. And as he walks to the door, a very ceremonious tying it to the belt in a very old traditional fashion that samurais would wear swords if they were still around today. But he's
Yes.
bald. He's got a red beard with like a white kind of at the edges, a little bit like me. But yeah, he's a big guy. He's a real big guy. He looks like he's could be a boxer or a wrestler or something.
You see, as this call ends, he doesn't hang up the phone, but you see him just click the receiver, dial a second number, lets it ring for a couple seconds before. Liam, I hate to bother you at this late hour, but
Yeah, hang on a sec. You can hear tapping as of fingers on a tablet as I'm writing instructions to a woman about her Boston Terrier's horrible training and how they really need to, like, learn to tell the dog no. Like, persistently, not aggressively. And after he finishes,
you see him just wait patiently on the other end.
there's like a few moments of silence. Oh, is anyone still there?
I'm here.
Oh,
If you wouldn't mind joining me for a dinner reservation at the Belmont,
what time?
as soon as you can get here.
Oh, hang on. More tapping as I'm moving things around in my calendar. Yeah, I can do that.
There's a pause.
Pause.
There-
I get it.
There may be a cane corso present. This for you would be code.
Oh, I was just excited.
Because of who you are, he likes to speak in code with each individual.
Okay.
Cane corso is a word that is used to describe specific members of the Russian mafia,
Okay.
high-ranking members. At that, he hangs up. Would you like to describe your character for us?
Sure.
And your furry buddy.
Right. Yeah. So right now, Liam is wearing like some cargo pants, khakis that just are kind of always giving off the odor of boiled liver because he keeps treats in his pockets. He has a button-up blue shirt and then like a little fanny pack on the back that he has like some poop bags in, and some like the little clicker for training dogs and such. Nearby, you see a leash that is like all Superman themed, like a print of Superman and the Superman logo and all of this. And laying at his feet is a mixed dog, probably some kind of shepherd in the parentage, not totally sure. But Orion has one blue eye and one really dark brown eye. He's currently laying on his back, mouth open, tongue hanging out, snoring. And I will get up and reach under the bed mattress that I was sitting on and pull out my gun and stick it in the little hidden compartment of my fanny pack and be like, "Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Do you want a treat? Do you?" And as he's and he gets up, and I clip the leash on him, and we go walking out the door.
And as he places the phone back onto the receiver and lets out this slow breath, "The other should be arriving shortly." Would you like to describe the vehicle you are coming in with?
Yes, absolutely. This is going to be a 1971 avocado green Ford Pinto. And I think it's like a shot of the wheels, the side of the paneling of the car before like getting like the front shot of it, with Otto in the driver's seat.
You want to describe Otto for us?
Absolutely. Otto has this shock of like snow white hair shaved on the side, floppy on the other side. No idea what color eyes she has. She's wearing blacked out aviators, a nice bright swath of red lipstick. She's very casually driving this car, but fingerless gloved hands, one on the wheel, an elbow out the window, as her bomber jacket, thrifted 40 years of cigarettes that weren't hers and from several other people, a band tee, some ripped jeans, heavy boots on the gas. In the back seat, there's someone who looks terrified, as she looks over her shoulder. "Hey, 1 second, I just gotta drop you off, and then you'll be good to go. Remember, stars, tip, all that jazz. All right." And just a flip around in the middle of the road, park on the side as this person shakily gets out of the car. And then I'll resume my trip back to the Belmont.
As you resume your trip back, and we'll say, for the sake of this, as you arrive back to the front of the Belmont, waiting there, you see three figures. At first, you see a tall, dark-skinned man with almost a sheer shave cut, well-groomed facial hair, and a nice, like a well-tailored red suit. And standing at his left and right, you see what appear to be completely identical twins, with the same shock of red hair, very, very pale skin, and opposing dress colors, one wearing black, one wearing white.
Makes it easy to tell who's
You
who.
you would know these three
Hmm.
as the Belmont's sort of head of the service portion of things. The tall man in red has the simple nickname of Hades. He is the one that governs the underworld here. The two beside him are essentially his head of staff, Scylla and Charybdis. As the two step forward and both very calmly like reach over and they both pull open the front door of the Pinto to let you out.
Door opens and hamburger wrappers fall out of the car. There is like a cup of something that gets poured out as well. Sorry. I should have probably cleaned up. Be careful. Don't ding her. She's great. I'll know.
Hades just kind of smiles. I'm assuming that you've had enough to eat for the day and you won't require a menu.
Probably not. I mean, I could be peckish. But I don't need a menu. No.
All right. Victor's waiting for you inside. It's like
Hades.
he just gestures and starts to walk as the two women share a glance to one another, and they both do get into the car to do their job to park it. They don't display an emotion, but you've been here a few times enough to kind of pick and tell their attitudes. This is a very like, all right, once more.
One of these through the glasses given to the pair of them, giving Hades just like a little shoulder bop, very light as I walk by and make my way inside.
As Hades continues to walk, you kind of see his form stiffen a little bit as he enters inside. This one is difficult. We don't typically get requests that come in personally.
Oh, personal. Could be fun.
Could be. We also don't get ones from stones.
Oh.
It is here that I would say the other two of you do arrive as Scylla and Charybdis have finished parking the car, and you can see that as they are kind of getting out, Scylla is brushing the side of her dress just to kind of smooth out any wrinkles and to remove any stains that have gone onto it. Charybdis seems a little bit more nonplussed about the situation.
Orion definitely like runs over. He knows them, runs over, like nuzzles their hand, licks the specific flavor that the inside of Otto's car tastes like off of her hands, as I wander over and drop a poop bag into the closest garbage receptacle.
Charybdis just looks over and smiles. You're right on time. Hades has already been escorting Otto inside. You can probably catch up.
Oh, good to see you.
It's good to see you too. And I'll say probably not seconds after the good to see you too. I would say it's probably when Saint you make your arrival as well.
Mm-hmm. I'll walk up and I'll just watch the other two as they make their way in. Very stationary, almost like a statue. I just watch them walk in, like I'm analyzing, I'm studying. Even the dog, I'm just kind of looking, seeing what everything is, and I'll just turn to Hades and give him a nod and walk past him without a word to go in to follow the others.
Entering inside, the initial air that greets all of you is again the revelry of the Belmont Hotel. There is this atmosphere of dangerous peace in this event space where all of this dining is taking place. There is this beautiful being played live, almost orchestral music. There is a couple bits of dancing that you can see from a few people. But as Hades draws you closer to Victor, that air begins to get a lot. And there is a realization that not only is he sequestered here, but there are several tables that are arranged that nobody is sitting in. As if there's this barrier that's been made till nobody goes here now. And as Hades leads you all over, you all are also greeted with a sight of somebody sitting just across from Victor. You see a stout older figure, probably pushing into his 60s, though you couldn't call him aged. It almost seems as if he's weathered. Very broad-shouldered. Unlike many of the others here who are wearing suits, he is wearing a thick fur coat. A long gray and black beard. A very noticeable, instead of a glass, just a bottle of genuine Russian vodka sitting on the table next to him, hands crossed in gloves, and these piercing steel gray eyes that as soon as he sees all of you come, he immediately is, you can tell, is judging each of you instantly. You all have been in the business long enough to know a Stone, a member of the high-ranking families that run this criminal organization. This is the godfather of the Russian mafia. A man who has gained the moniker of the thunderstorm of the North. As he just glances over to each of them, and you see him look over to Victor. These are the ones. Victor just kind of nods his head and gestures for you all to have a seat. It's a pleasure
As
to
we
see you all again.
as we
Great
walk
to
by
see you as
that,
well, Victor. I'm gonna go over, shake his hand. Sorry.
Go ahead.
oh, I was to say, as we walk by the barrier, I tap the top of the table. I say up, and Orion jumps up, and I say guard, and he just like turns around and sits and like starts watching all the people, and then I'll go sit down, or I will go over to the table. I don't think I'm going to sit yet if no one else is sitting. That seems dangerous.
On my way by, I would love to try and feed Orion a stale fry that's in my pocket on the way by, and grabbing a chair to drag over to the table and sit down, kind of on the edge.
It is kind of a side take. He's just like instead of like full on because he's working,
Of
but
course, he's a
he
working
takes
boy.
tips during work. So
Yeah. Like any good boy would. As the Victor does return the handshake and looks to the others. Introductions I don't think are necessary, but this is Mikhail, the a major benefactor to our organization, and the reason I've had to call you all here today. He looks over, and you see a huge amount of nervousness on Victor's face. Irregardless of him being the owner and proprietor of the Belmont, Stones don't come here that often. So there's this worry that seems to be overtaking him a little bit. But you see that he like straightens himself out a little bit and picks up the bottle of wine that he has, and as you see him start to pour it, he pours a glass for each, and as he gets to Mikhail, you see him just tilt the hand this way to pour it. Sets it down. It's Mikhail again, unwavering gaze. Normally speaking, I would have a bit of brevity on these situations. However, in current times, we must temper expectations. I asked for who would be best for terms of discretion and for getting jobs done. I would hope that you fit at least one of those monikers.
I'd certainly like to agree with you. And I'm going to just slowly sit down in the chair next to Victor. And I clearly take up the whole thing. Like it's a tight fit. And I sit down, cross my leg, and then I just take the katana and I just swing it over so it's like across the handle, the arms, I mean, of the chair. Not threateningly, just it's there. And I'll just
I'm gonna put my elbows up on the edge of the table, sitting like this, and for a moment drop the glasses, and a very bright green eye, or because they're both there, but green eyes look at him, squint, and push the glasses back up. Seeming more like this is to keep hands from shaking too hard about seeing this gentleman here and trying to keep my cool. Gonna do our best at the very least.
Since you're trying to do that,
Yeah.
we're gonna do our first roll.
Love that.
Hooray!
I'd like for you to give me a cool awareness roll.
Cool. How do I do that?
You have a set of dice.
Yes.
You got two. That is you. You got
Yes.
two cool. You got two awareness, which means you're rolling 4 dice.
Cool.
You are just trying to make some stuff match.
Okay, so looking for matching.
You're looking for matches.
No. None.
Now, I'm going to introduce you all. This is a way also to teach some people here who don't know how to play Outgunned a way to play Outgunned.
Yes.
Outgunned is a game of chances. You're not trying to make high numbers, you're trying to make matching. You're trying to make a hand. Sometimes you get a bad hand. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. You can gamble and re-roll dice. It could mean, however, that if you get a bad roll, something worse will happen. You can only re-roll a set amount of dice that you want to roll. Or you can go all in. Re-roll all your dice. This has the chance of drastically messing up things, or making things really good. Just depends on how your roll turns out. What would you like to do? You don't have to do this.
You know that
I know.
5-part series that we were going to play? It's just going to end right here. Right?
Credits roll. New characters. I don't know. I want a chance. It's a fun mechanic. I'll go ahead and re-roll 3 of my dice.
All right.
Nice.
Okay. Yay! Hey, I got 2 successes. I got
Right.
2 4s, 2 5s.
All right. That actually is. Yeah. So you have 2 of a kinds.
Mhm.
You can combine them to just make a 3 of a kind, which is a better success. Or you can
We're like
keep them as
talking
the
like
2
real
of a
hands here.
kinds. We're talking real hands.
Oh
Yeah.
God. So which one's better?
Now, either way, I'm not going to tell you if one is a better thing than the other.
Okay.
Sometimes you need a better hand in order to win. Sometimes I, as the dealer, have a little trick up my own sleeve as well, but it's up to you.
Keep the 2. The 2 of
Alright.
kind. 2.
You do manage to keep your hands from shaking to like block your nervousness, but you do see a little smirk on Mikhail's face, just like a hint of one. As a bit of a thing for the audience, I want you to imagine that Victor is played by Robert De Niro, and I want you to imagine Mikhail is played by Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
Table.
Okay.
He turns his gaze over now. He doesn't look to Liam. He looks almost immediately to Orion, and then he looks to Liam.
So Liam's been listening to all this and has yet to sit down, has kind of been making his way to the table. And I'm just kind of keeping an eye on what's going on without actually looking at anyone like directly. Liam doesn't often make direct eye contact unless if he does, that's a bad thing for you typically. But for the most part, he's always looking around. He's always watching what's going on. He's always kind of on alert. And he manages to finally sit down and there's that just boiled liver stink. It's kind of wafts out. He doesn't notice though.
As a thing, just for everyone here, everyone I want to do this role, I'd like everyone to give me a focus no roll.
Yes. No.
Oh, I closed my character sheet. That's awesome.
Okay, so that's going to be 5 that I'm rolling.
This may surprise people. Neither of those are my strengths.
I got 2 6s and 2 1s.
Nice.
Two of a kinds.
I got 1 pair of 2s.
And I apologize. I was opening my character sheet. What did you ask me to roll?
A backup roll, put my thing back up.
Focus
It is
no.
a focus no.
Focus. No, that is 4 dice. Thank you. That is 1 2 of a kind.
Each of you have a knowledge of aspects of the stones and things about them that maybe they don't want everybody to know, but is still important to know. Mikhail rarely comes to anything without his sister, who you all know as Alexandra, or Snegorochka, the Snow Maiden. It's a little odd that he is not here with her.
Or is she not here? When I've been kind of eyeing around, have I caught any signs of people watching this table that shouldn't necessarily be? Not like tourists.
Give me a crime awareness check.
So
Once again, that is the same 2 of a kind.
You feel that there are eyes on you. You're a little bit disturbing to you. Can't tell where and from who.
Okay.
It's the same with like Orion. You can see is also sort of like looking around to see if he can figure it out, but he also seems to be like, it's not where I think it is.
Okay.
So, Mikhail, it's not every day that we meet ourselves the thunderstorm from the north, so perhaps you could enlighten us as to why you wanted us all to come here today.
A matter of utmost discretion. There is an organization that has opened recently. One that caught our eye. He takes from his coat a tablet, sets it down, turns it on, and hits play. And you see on this video screen what seems to be an ad running. A beautiful little manor home adjacent to a lake. As first on the camera, and then as it swoops down, you see a man in a unlike everyone here has very well coiffed suits, this is a figure that seems to be wearing what is comfortable to the viewer to see. With underneath, you see a name that just reads Maxwell Free, owner of Haven's Rest. Hello! Some of you have found this place because you are looking for a way to make lives better. Whether incidences have brought you to unfortunate circumstances or accidents have rendered parts of you unable to work properly, or maybe life has simply gotten you down. I and my team at Haven's Rest are here to help you. With our advanced knowledge of both prosthetics and therapy, we are able to do what we have set out to dream all along, to make lives better. Haven's Rest is here to make heaven on earth for those that have never experienced it. If you or anyone you know would enjoy having a life worth living, please feel free to contact us at Haven's Rest. And the video ends with you see a phone number and the figure smiling.
And I missed his name. What was it?
Maxwell Free.
Thanks.
I'm not going to have anyone do a knowledge roll on this, as this is a name that has come up recently for a lot of you. Haven's Rest is not an unknown entity in the world. It is a organization that opened up initially as a charity that seemed to be hyper-focused on the um, pursuit of giving prosthetics initially to veterans as well as to uh, children was the biggest thing. Was those who could not afford it could get prosthetics. Then it opened up as a physical therapy avenue, and it began to attract a lot of people that were involved in the biotechnology firm for medicine. Um, a lot of eyes have been drawn to this, and they recently opened up a facility in a small, kind of like a little situated island off the coast of Jamaica that they essentially opened as a physical therapy retreat in order to help heal. The owner, Maxwell Free, is a kind of well-known figure in the philanthropy industry. About the only thing that is concerning is that not a lot of people know where a lot of their funding started from, but for a lot of you in this industry, that's nothing new. Pretty much every big corporation has employed you all at least once. So where the money comes from isn't really a problem. Um, but this is not like a something that is unknown.
Has Haven's Rest employed at least me or anyone that I know of?
No.
Okay.
As far as you are aware, now keep in mind for just you personally, definitely not. As far as any of you all are aware, Haven's Rest hasn't really looked to the Belmonts for anything. Which again is a little like, but other industries have also not gone down the realm of killers to get things done. Some just do it themselves. Um, so it's not unknown. I would like all of your discretion on this matter specifically. And he says this, and he reaches back into his coat and sets down a single gold coin. Just puts it onto the table. This information does not leave this group.
I do say, Orion, ears, and he drops his head down and puts his feet up on his ears.
Okay, that's adorable. A few months ago, my sister decided that Haven's Rest would be a chance for my niece to try to live a better life. We last received communication from my niece a month ago.
I assume that's her daughter.
Yes. We have received nothing since. I was worried. So I had friends come and do a routine inspection of the facility. I have not received any communication from them since that point. I would like for you to retrieve my niece. I do not care how it is done. I do not care what you leave behind. I want her back. In return, the family is willing to offer each of you $30,000 each. And I am also willing to offer the Stone's Grace on this front. Anything that you would require of me and the family, should this succeed, will be done. No questions asked.
How long do we have to accomplish this goal?
My sister and I leave back for Mother Russia in a week. Can you do this within a week?
I will actually stop and look at Otto fairly directly, as Otto's often been my travel person.
Lucky you. Yeah, I think we can square that away. Not 30 minutes or less, but it won't take a week. We'll be fine.
How old is your niece?
You will have turned 13 in the last few days.
And what is her name?
Anastasia.
Baby.
I give you my solemn word on my blade and on the family that has trained me to use it, that we will bring her back one way or the other.
Yeah, that's nice. You got anything for us to show that like we're with you, or like, so we're just not some more people coming in?
He reaches back into his coat and he pulls out a small, and you can see like a little bit of snow is still clinging to it, a small teddy bear, and sets it onto the table. This was hers.
Was this hers?
Yes.
Excellent.
I want to take it and give it over to Saint.
You should bag that so we don't lose the scent.
Well, what he said, and that's for your honor or whatever.
I appreciate a man who carries bags.
That's not a thing that would not be done by y'all.
Right.
As a general rundown of your guys' job descriptions.
Yeah, it's like a Ziploc bag, and I kind of make the yellow and blue make green seal.
You see him pick up the wine, set it to one side, and just grab the bottle of vodka, uncork, and just take a long swig and sets it down. I trust this will be accomplished with the delicateness that I assume the Belmonts have instilled in you all. He gives a look over to Otto, and you see Victor also looks over to Otto and just kind of does like a...
What? Whatever. You're the one that hired me. That's all I gotta say.
That being said, I am going to attempt to enjoy my time in New York. And he rises to his feet.
I'll stand when he does.
So say you're a tall man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He is just about a head taller.
Okay.
He is a mountain. And as he stands, you see him just roll his shoulders back, looks down at the sword, and looks back to you. Nice blade. And begins to just calmly walk out of the room in general. And as he does, that same feeling of being observed from a different location, that also fades. Victor visibly deflates. Just oh, all right. You all understand, right? Getting an assignment from a stone is it's no small potatoes.
I mean, it just means that they're able to pay, right?
The pay isn't the problem. If you all fuck up in any way, I can't really stop him from just killing you.
I
As
mean,
somebody who was retained by the Stones before, let me tell you, friend, that if we fuck this up, as Victor says, that'll be the end of it. So I hope your doggy has somebody else to take care of him if something happens to you.
no, we have arrangements. Yeah, as long as
Oh,
they want to kill me, that's totally acceptable. If I fail, they try and kill my dog, I will come back and kill them.
well, that's only natural. That's part of the code that we all have, of course. How about you, Otto? We actually haven't worked together before, but I've heard of you. You have a bit of a reputation, and I want you to know that I like things to be a little bit more contained.
What is with this reputation? I do a fine job. We get to the place, we do the job, it gets done. I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised by how efficient I can be.
Very well. I'm going to reach down to that bottle that Mikhail left behind. I'm going to take like a shot off of it, basically.
That is genuine Russian vodka. That is also made by the Brustva, which is the Russian mafia.
Mm-hmm.
This is, you could probably run a tractor on that. Like, that's
Right.
is powerful stuff, but it's still good vodka.
I'm going to hand it over to my companion here, Jeremy's character. Sorry, I forgot your name.
I'll take it
Liam. Sorry, I hand it over to Liam.
and hand it off to Otto, and I'll say, Ryan likes Otto, and that's good enough for me.
We're working for the Russians. You have to seal it the way that they would want it done. You have to take a swig, my friend.
If you don't, I will. And I'm driving.
You can have mine.
That's what. Okay, yeah, all right, let's go. First one. That's gonna go smooth the second time, I promise. And throw back a second one.
Like, as a thing, as a person that has had just straight up Russian vodka, I say good in a very loose sense of the term, that any vodka is good. Good vodka just tastes like poison. So
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it hurts. It burns.
I noticed there's a couple drops on the table. The paint's starting to peel there.
oh yeah.
Right.
You see Victor just casually just taking a sip of wine. Just speaking of arrangements, Scylla and Charybdis have your flights arranged. Otto, I think Hades is going to try to arrange for a rental for you to pick up when you're on the island.
That makes sense.
We have no way of getting your Pinto onto
take
the
it.
plane.
Just take care of my baby. That's all I ask.
We will take a. Do you want us to clean her?
Why? What's wrong with Daphne? Something wrong with Daphne? Is she too dirty for you? In the Belmont?
There is a level of proprietors that we have established. I'm okay with it. Hades is okay with it.
Uh-huh.
Having been in the vehicle during very fast travel, I'll say that I think that extra stuff is actually what keeps it on the ground. Just so you know.
He visibly pauses. It's just like, we'll take good care of her.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Do you want a meal before you retire to the rooms for the evening? Your flight is at 9 a.m. in the morning.
I think it'd be nice to break bread with one another, get to know a little bit about one another and what exactly we bring to the table.
I could eat. Could I get a steak? Pretty rare. Also.
He nods, gestures over to Otto.
Bacon cheeseburger, pepper jack. A1 sauce, you got it? Extra fries.
Gestures over to Saint.
I'd like to have the New York strip club steak with the tight marbling on the side, as always. Make sure we have a baked potato with that as well. Can you also bring some asparagus with a light cheese glaze? And be sure to make sure that everything is prepared with the meat cuts that I brought for these fine companions I'll be working with for the next week.
Of course.
The meat is on me, friends.
Yeah, Ryan
Hades, if you
appreciates
would.
it. I'll just do the Cobb salad and actually the baked potato. That sounds good too. I'll have one of those. I don't eat meat.
Hades, if you would.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a little weird, but okay. I'll allow it, I guess.
And as Hades goes to make preparations, we're going to do like my favorite things that has ever happened in any action film, which is we're going to do a little camera cut as we peer through the rather large stained glass window of the manor home. A s- a, a bit of almost classical music begins to play as a figure just seems to be swinging his hands side to side as if conducting. It is as he is as he continues to conduct. There's this moment's pause, and you see him just snap his fingers as someone is violently thrown to the ground behind the chair. You do not see this figure's face as this is done. As the man is then quickly grabbed by the hair and kind of lifts his head up to look up. I only ask for people to be calm and reasonable when they enter here. The figure stands and you see him tighten these gloves that he wears. Calm and reasonable. I don't mind people snooping in on what we do here. We are doing our best to make the world a better, safer place. As he turns to the camera, you only catch a side of his face, and you can see that even from that side, from the fire illuminating on the other opposite end, there is still shadow. Calm and reasonable. Carla, was this man calm and reasonable? The camera picks up on the sound of not clicking of heels, but almost blades jutting into the ground as you see a woman barely into her 18s comes into view. She walks almost in like this ballerina-esque grace. But as she walks, the camera begins to move down. You see that she's wearing very finely tailored clothing up to where her knees terminate. She's wearing prosthetics that appear to be styled as blades instead of the normal prosthetics. As it comes back up, you see her very calmly shake her head. The man that's walking reaches out and grabs a hold of something from the desk that is next to him, and as he lifts it, you see that it's a stylized gas mask. That as he pulls it on, you see it curve down, almost like a plague doctor's beak, and you see running along the sides this almost shattered glass pattern. There is something that I dislike more. It is people who disrupt the order of things. Which is a pity, really. As he turns to look to the man who is still being held and just kind of leans down. It's a shame. But rest assured, we will have calm and decency here. Carla, I believe this man would like a dance. And as he stands and begins to walk back over to the chair, the clicking can be heard again as Carla begins to walk forward. And right as the man's scream is cut off as her leg swings out, we are cutting back over to the Hotel Belmont as the fine array of meats and other items are set out, including the Belmont's famed molten lava cake, just set at the very center of the table. Victor
Wow, it's a
himself has,
party.
oh yeah, Victor himself has finished his glass of wine. He's loosened up a little bit. Belmont's at all of your disposal. Our tailor is there if you would like to get some of your propriety. Your rooms are available as well. Freshly clean sheets, everything all arranged. Anything that I can offer you, any information that I have, I'd be happy to share.
Victor, it's been some time, and just your very presence here is enough to lighten the spirit. So, thank you for having dinner with us and for having good conversation.
It's just nice to be not in the position that I was in a few minutes ago. Dealing with one stone is bad enough. Having a meeting with several is
I understand that. Makes sense.
Reminds me of earlier, I was talking with this client that has a Dalmatian that she just free feeds a Dalmatian. Why would you do that, right? And I mean, that dog has to be 50 pounds overweight. And what am I going to do with that? I'm like trying to figure out the best way.
What's free?
You know, this isn't really the best time. I'm going to take care of this email, and you guys go on.
No, seriously, what's free feeding?
Oh, so like they just have like a chute, like they dump the food in, and it just like comes out as fast as the dog can eat it, and he just is like. I mean, seriously, the dog's going to torse, and the stomach is going to turn inside out, and it's a really painful and potentially fatal thing that can happen to animals if they eat too fast. And I don't understand people. They're just stupid creatures.
That can't be real.
Oh, it's real. It's you'd be surprised how many things can turn inside out something's stomach. Actually, it's really. Oh, maybe this is not the time and the place for this.
No, go on. It's great.
Yeah, you're not bugging me.
Victor does not seem nonplussed by any of this either. He's just, yep, this is business.
So does that anger you then? Do you have problems with holding in any sort of calmness? Do you have problems with rage if people free feed their animals like this, Liam? Or do you have?
Well, I mean, if they teach their animal to not gorge themselves, it's fine. But if they're what is this? What is this? I am not a groomer. Why are they asking me to remove the mats on their cat? I mean, I'll do it, but
You're like on a laptop or your phone.
It's a little like tablet.
I want to reach over and try to grab it.
I probably wouldn't notice until you took it. Oh.
1 second, I got this. Eat curse word. Because I don't know if we can curse here.
Like Victor like looks up and just, we're adults.
Eat shit and sincerely, and then I don't sign it. Sin. All right, cool, that's done. Put it like as far away from you as possible. There's a girl
actually
taken.
I look more worried right at the moment than I did when we met the Stones because I'm actually paying attention, focused in a focused manner. But I'll just like breathe. Yeah, I think people are pretty dumb. How about you?
Yeah, obviously. But like, I think we might have different reasons for it. I appreciate heart on the sleeve with the animals and whatnot. They're gonna be okay without you, I promise.
I mean, we're gonna be back soon, right?
Oh yeah. Like, I don't know how long the flight is, and it's probably not like a private flight or anything, but we'll get it figured out. Don't worry about it.
I mean,
We only have a week, so
well, do you
there's
think it's
that.
going to take a week? Do I need to reschedule things?
Of course, I don't think it's going to take a week, but what I'm saying is that is all the time that we're going to have. So
And that's fair, but I mean, it's not on the moon. We're just going to fly there, get her, and come back, right?
How much experience do you and I have working together?
I'd say a decent amount. I feel like when it comes to people and time and space and distance, I'm not really good at those things.
I'm not a numbers guy.
Right.
right.
More about the plan than the.
Yeah.
Liam, buddy, we'll be fine.
Okay.
St. here looks also super proficient in what he does.
Yeah, I mean, doing work with you is kind of, I'm talking to Saint, is kind of like being in an action movie. I won't lie. It's not like my normal everyday life that is not like an action movie whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right. It's more like like some kind of action movie with like samurais and stuff. It's interesting.
What do you do with guns?
Do I use guns? Is that what you
No,
just
no,
said?
like what happens if someone shoots you while you have your sword?
Well, hopefully that won't come to that, will it?
You just like knock it out of the air.
There's certain times that people have training to do such things, yes.
I bet you can do it. I bet you we should try it.
Hey, can I shoot you real quick? See what happens?
Maybe,
I don't think we need to fire any weapons in here. There's certain rules and codes of conducts inside the Belmont.
Do not shoot guns in my establishment.
I was this close to
Even
looking at
I
Victor.
know
Like,
that
can we?
Right.
Fine.
Victor emphatically shakes his head. That is like rule number one in the Belmont is you do not attempt to kill each other in the Belmont. Like that's just not a thing that happens. Or as the Belmont actually has an explicit rule that is you do not kill each other. How the Belmont says this is you don't shit where you eat.
All I'm saying, as I'm eating my burger,
Right.
it sounds like it could have been consensual, and like I don't know, I wouldn't have aimed to kill, just to make him bleed. Whatever.
Well, who knows? Maybe we'll get into it out there in the field and you'll have your opportunity to try to shoot me. I don't know.
It's a little bit friendly shooting. You seem like a good guy. I'm not worried about like dropping you or anything.
Well, good.
For those of you that do see Hades like return and just start whispering something to Victor. Victor gets visibly irritated, which is not something he does. He gets nervous, he gets jovial, he does not get angry, and he just visibly is frustrated.
I just glance over to make sure that Ryan didn't poop on the carpet.
It's good.
Okay. Not my problem then.
Is there something we should be aware of?
Business problems. People meddling in on something that has been my propriety for a while. Nothing to concern yourselves with unless you decide to, I don't know, double dip in business. I suppose would be the answer.
Well, Victor, you know me for a long time, so I'm always here for you. You know this.
I know. And I appreciate that. If there's one thing that the Belmont likes to establish, it's that loyalty and trust are very important aspects of our business. It's just unfortunate when sometimes those things can be taken advantage of by others. Again, nothing to concern yourselves with. It's more of a affront on my side of things.
Very well. I respect your autonomy on this.
While this is going on, I've cut up the steak, the rare steak, into pretty manageable bites. Put some salad on it as well. Chopped up some carrots. It's very nice looking little like pate. And
Directly to it, right?
I'm just gonna like slide it over to Otto and be like, "Would you mind?" Because he's like right behind you on the table. Just tell him
I don't
wait.
understand. I definitely think it's for me at first. Oh yeah, that makes way more sense. Sure. Making a game out of it, like trying to get him to catch it. It's yeah.
Nice.
He's very good at catching it.
Yeah, oh yeah. This is I'm assuming in both sense that he is a very good loyal dog. He's also a very food motivated. So yeah, just
Hey, your dog's eating pretty well tonight, Liam, I gotta say.
I mean, I try to feed him well every night, but it's kind of a special night. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Hey, can I have my tablet back real quick? There's a couple emails I need to probably send off before. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until after we're done. Did you need something, Victor? Like, is there something that tonight needs to be taken care of? Because we've got time.
night is. He pauses.
Kind of a tease, Victor.
I don't want to keep you all awake. You have an early flight, but I wouldn't mind company on a meeting that I will be having.
I would be honored to be there with you.
You see him finish the steak that he was eating, and slides it forward. It's just to have a. We will refer to it as a business meeting with fellow proprietors in our business. Not stones, thankfully, but still important people. He dabs his face. It'll be in about an hour and a half if you want to freshen up. Shouldn't take too long. Then after that, feel free to do as you please. See the tailor. Enjoy your time in the rooms, whatever you prefer. Hades, I'm going to go and get into more business suits. As he stands and Hades nods his head and begins to clear the table from Victor's area.
I'm gonna take Ryan over to the dog park down the street. Does anyone need anything while I'm out?
No, thank you.
All right, I'll be back in a few. And I'm going to take him for a walk in when I come back. He has like a set of essentially body armor that I've had the tailor make for him before. I'm just going to go in. It's been a little chewed on. And it's weird because like you can shoot it and it's fine. But Orion can chew through it in like, a good 15 minutes. So I'm just going to see if they can fix that.
As a thing, as you begin to head back from retrieving, I'm assuming from mostly retrieving the little body armor, another vehicle has arrived at the Belmont, and as you see Scylla open the door to this is a kind of like your classic limousine having a driver in the front. As the person steps out, you see first just a civil tailored suit leg, and then as the second one comes out, you see a golden prosthetic. As the figure rises to his feet, adjusts the suit, looks up, notices you, looks at the dog, gives a little half wave, and begins to make their way over into the Belmont.
Now, this doesn't look like the fellow from the commercial, right?
No.
Okay.
This does not. The suit is a bit of a giveaway that they may have something to do with it, as this is not the Belmont style of fancy clothing. This looks more like a comfy suit.
Okay. I'll file that away because, you don't go in and cause problems in the Belmont. Why would you do that?
Billy. So I'm going to go up to my room to put my things away. Where are we all? Do we kind of have an idea? Are we all positioned? Like, would it be beneficial to like share an elevator ride up? And because it sounds to me like maybe Otto hasn't really been here before. She doesn't really know the rules and the layout, I guess you could say. I mean, I don't want to
I would
assume.
say I would say that Otto has definitely stayed in the Belmont a few times. The thing
Oh,
is
okay,
that Otto
okay.
is also Otto.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, okay. I got
But
you. I
yeah,
got you.
but yeah, they definitely are your room's definitely situated in a place that you all are close enough together that
Okay.
if something happened and you needed to get out quickly to get to your job, you could do it. Um, it's on for your rooms individually, they're sorry, just woke up a little bit ago. Uh,
Good one.
your rooms are situated on the 3rd floor of the hotel.
Okay.
That's the thing, as you go to all of the rooms have the key locks instead of like a key card design because that's how this hotel works.
Nice. Old
As you
school.
go to unlock your door, it you realize that as you turn, it's already unlocked.
Hmm. Okay. I'm just gonna slowly put the key away, and I'm gonna take the one bag that I have, and I'm gonna set it down on the floor. Take a slow, deep, steady Zen breath, and then I'm gonna push the door open and go in. And my hand is on the handle of the sword. Doesn't draw it, but it's ready. And I move from room to room, seeing what's going on inside.
It is very easy to see what is happening as partially like leaning against the windows, the open windowsill, long red cocktail dress, long blonde hair, just looking out the window. You see a figure that you do know. This is another member of the organization. A little bit infamous in the organization as not really being an assassin as much as she is a thief. Uh, this is Scarl, Scarle. She has gained a bit of a rapport with a few members of the building for being probably the most irritating to be seen with because she has a way to get in and out of any situation and tends to meddle in things that she shouldn't, but she also doesn't do enough to get in trouble.
Okay.
So you have probably encountered her a few times in your own missions, but she is just looking out the window, just casually.
Did I step into the wrong room? Or are you staying here as well, Scarl?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know this room was taken. She gives a cheeky smile.
Well, it is. It's taken by me because I'm here. I know it's been a long time since I've been staying here in the Belmont. I've been out of the game for a little while, but you know what? They left me no choice, so here I am.
We always have a choice. You
Yeah.
know that better than anyone. You could have said no.
Well, sometimes when certain types of people are involved, you can't say no.
Mm. And what types of people are that?
Children, mostly.
Hmm. You know, I was always hoping your type was more the damsel in distress kind. As she sweeps her legs around and just leans a little bit more. You just fit the kind of the black knight in shining armor kind of figure, you know?
Well, I suppose if the shoe fits, you gotta wear it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the door is.
What's Victor got you on the leash for this time? Hmm?
Well, I mean, that's for me to know and for you to not find out. I mean, you might be able to steal it from somebody. I don't know. But, it's been a long day. I've had a very filling dinner, some amazing ribeye, and with some good conversations. I watched a dog eat more food than I've seen some of my neighbors eat. It's amazing. But here's the thing. Um, I'm not really in the mood for games. I got to make a phone call. I got to take a quick shower, and then I got to go down to a meeting.
You know what? One of these days you're going to play this game with me. It's going to happen. As she just kind of steps up from the windowsill. I almost forgot. As she reaches to where she had like tucked it on the underside and just pulls out a manila folder.
Oh,
It might have something to do with what you're doing. just maybe. But if we're not going to play games, as she begins to walk past you.
And I'll just put a hand up. I don't touch her. I just put the hand
Mm.
up.
Mm.
You have me intrigued.
Oh,
What is this information?
this is just what a couple folks in where I was trained have found on maybe some information on Haven's Rest.
So you want me to owe you a favor or what?
Oh yeah, I want you to owe me a favor.
Okay.
Can you do that? Can you owe little me a favor?
Well, again, you leave me no choice, it would seem.
Like I said, there's always a choice. Consider this not as big as a blood debt, but I'm gonna call on you at some point, and you're gonna probably have to do something for me, okay?
Okay.
She just holds the manila folder out to you.
I take it.
We'll keep in touch. She gives a little wink and walks out. I want to imagine for the audience, I want you to imagine probably just, again, cheesy 90s sultry jazz music playing as she walks out.
Nice.
Otto, what are you
Wasn't
doing?
bad. She was just drawn that way.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Right.
I think at first, last to leave the table, still have some extra fries, wrap them in a napkin, put them in my pocket. Make my way up to my room.
I physically. Oh.
I like to imagine perhaps as Scarl is leaving down the hall, there's a passing by. As I sharp look, whistle. Scarl,
She gives a wink to you.
honey, baby girl, if
Hmm?
you want some fun, my room's over there. Just saying, you don't gotta. You look great. You look great, really.
I might have some free time in the evening.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, get out of here, scamp.
Mhm.
Look at my shirt. See, there's a big ketchup stain. Uh,
As a general note, by the way, because of the level of proprietoriness of this place, the fries here are fried in duck fat because that's the kind of place this is.
I
So
imagine
you
like
have
truffle oil.
mhm, garlic aioli, like this is the
Mm.
works.
So good.
Mhm.
Definitely splattered some Heinz on it.
Yeah.
If
Got me
we
through
have
all that,
French yellow too, that'd be even
Fucking
better.
ruined this.
Go to my room to like try to blot out, maybe make it just a little bit worse.
yeah.
It's good enough. And try to like to move the shirt with the jacket. Um,
Ugh.
and I think just my time is pretty quiet in that sense. I would go to my room, hang out, enjoy the very, I imagine, cushy bed that this is.
Mhm,
Probably a beautiful mirror, right, to like strike poses.
mhm.
Big energy like that.
And as the hour, and I'd probably say an hour and 15 minutes for a few of you to get there slightly early, and I'm gonna guess for Otto like an hour and 32 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
There was a really good infomercial on. They almost had me.
Watching Slap Chop infomercial.
Yes, exactly.
Um, most of you do know where the meetings take place. It's essentially Victor Belmont has a very specific area in the office designed for important meetings. Um, his office is always open, so you all have made your way there. Hades standing in front of the office door, as seeing all of you come, just gives a nod and opens the door, closes it. The 17 minutes pass, opens the door again for Otto.
Sorry, I'm here. You guys remember this slap job? It's crazy.
He does not respond. He does smile. He does not respond. Inside of the meeting room, there are, you see Victor, who is at the desk in the front where all of you, as you all enter, he's like the first one you all see. And situated in front of him, on the left and right, are two figures. One of them, a few of you do recognize. Probably, I shouldn't say that. I'm going to have you all roll for that. Because it might be information that you all don't know. Give me a focus no.
All right, focus. No, 5.
Why are you doing me like this?
Why you gotta do me like this?
Because
Two of a kind.
A pair of threes.
I have two pairs of. Well, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. I have 2 pairs: a pair of 3s, a pair of 5s.
Nice.
you want to keep it as a 2-pair, or do you want to make it a 3?
I'll just make it 3. I'll make it nice and simple. 3 pair.
I will say that for this information, though, 2 of you do like, all right, important, not stones, but a part of this thing. Saint,
Mm-hmm.
you know one of them.
Okay.
There are organizations that create assassins.
Mm.
They are not ones that you fall into the life, this is what you were born to do. The woman on the left, matronly in age, she looks to be pushing into her 80s, but still has this very stern, almost like a Raven-esque look to her.
Okay.
Very regal clothing, not like suits and dresses, but almost queenly in garb. She is the mother matron of a specific sect of this assassin's creation front. They are known simply as the ballet. They tend to be female only. Scarl is part of this organization. They do not just create assassins, but it's always a part of the retinue. They are well regarded in the assassin community as some of the most brutal of training, to the point that 1 in 100,000 go into the ballet, 1 in a million graduate the ballet.
Wow.
As she is very, very calm, eyes have not left Victor. She recognizes all of you are here. No reaction to you entering. The other figure you do not recognize. My friends, this is just a meeting to discuss the potential of a new proprietor to the organization. We have the mother matron here of the ballet, and with us, we have a surrogate to. He looks over to the figure, and as the man kind of clears his throat, right. I represent the organization that we have come to collectively call ourselves Magnus Kingdom. We're new, but we find that our services are on par with the services that the Belmont requires. We have proprietorship on specific weaponry and technological advancements that other organizations don't. an emphasis on hidden weapons. Nothing as overt as he kind of looks over to Victor with a little bit of a jab here, like nothing overt as say guns and knives, but things that couldn't be traced back.
Just out of curiosity, does this fellow happen to have the golden prosthetic?
This is the
Okay.
man with the golden prosthetic.
Thanks.
Though our numbers aren't as high as say the ballet, uh, I think you'll find that some of our members have necessary skills that in action can be seen to be on par with other fine members of this establishment. I see, as Victor kind of tenses a little, rolls his shoulders. And like I said, you aren't the head of this organization. No, unfortunately, he will not be able to attend. He is currently running the facility at this time.
So, if I may, this meeting is to have a conversation about a new proprietor in general for what? The Belmont hotels?
As he nods. Yes. Uh, the Belmont hotels provide excellent funding as well as a way to funnel potential uh, clientele into our services. So it makes things easier for everyone, as opposed to us hunting for contracts.
I'm looking at Victor, trying to read him, see what's going on, see what's going through his mind.
He seems in a sense a little irritated, but as for why, it's unclear.
Okay.
Just kind of irritated at the situation in general.
Okay.
So I'm not actively taking part of any of this, but I'm like petting Orion, like kind of muttering to him and everything, like I'm not really paying attention, but I'm listening to everything. Can I insight check this guy? I don't know what you would call that.
I'm gonna say, give me a crime awareness check.
Ooh.
Two of a kind. I'll up it to be 3.
He is not nervous in how he talks. He seems, in fact, on the very opposite end, he seems very overconfident.
Okay.
But he also seems like he's not. It seems like if he's in this position to be bargaining, he does not look like or act like the person that would be in that same position. He wouldn't be one of the ones taking part in these jobs. He seems to be just the face, the front man.
Okay.
It's a proxy, basically.
Yeah. The thing that concerns me is I don't know the name of the one that we would be doing a lot of business with is the problem. I know the name of the organization. I know the names of some of the people that you've put forward as potential candidates. I don't know the head, and that is a concern. See, Victor looks over to Otto with a like, if you were to have someone go into your car and to give them a drive into any location, wouldn't you want to at least know their name?
Yeah, don't think that's too much to ask for.
You seem unwilling to share that. So the man just straightens his jacket. It's not that I'm unwilling to share. It's that His situation calls for a bit more discretion. As Victor's eyebrow lifts. I don't know if you're aware of the place you're in. We all work off of discretion. Everyone here, at least in this room, does not exist outside of what identities have been made for them. How discreet are we talking? And the man just gives a little, like a half shrug. Discreet enough that I can't give you his name at this time.
Doesn't seem to me he's too interested in, having his presence known. So maybe he's not really all that interested in being in charge. I mean, gonna have to introduce himself to the troops eventually, right? I mean, that's how it goes. Become a new CEO, you got to walk around. You don't do the undercover boss thing. You go around, you introduce yourself, you say who you are. You kind of maybe have your new policies go out, and he doesn't want to do that. Don't really know how he's going to get too much respect and too much information to him.
The man takes a bit of a pause. Rest assured, if this deal goes through, we will be fully transparent with the Belmont organization and anything that they would like to know. But there's a level of propriety that we would like to have as well.
Does Victor appear to have his phone? Or is it
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to text
Yes.
Victor and be like, what are you getting out of this?
Victor checks it, sets it in front of him and just kind of casually checks it. Just sends a message back. More potential money coming into the hotel. But this is more of a headache than I like.
I send back the $ tongue emoji and then like a knife pointing at it.
Yeah.
And then a question mark.
Subtle.
Yes.
I send back a thumbs up.
I start watching the mother matron because she hasn't really said anything. So I'm just watching her to see what sort of opinion or reactions that she's having to this.
She just leans back slowly in the chair as if she's thinking of something. And as a note, as she does, you see what looked like just like her shadow getting cast behind her move. And you all realize, like, oh no, there were others there. There are two others in full, like, black ballerina outfits that just shift behind her as well.
Oh, shit.
All these layers.
Right?
Okay.
I jump slightly and Orion kind of looks at me like, what, you didn't know they were there?
Idiot.
Exactly.
I want to take out my phone and text Liam. I haven't been paying attention. What's going on?
Wow, okay. So
Mother Matron, by the way, played by Julie Andrews. Anyways.
Ah, yes.
Of course.
geez, how would I respond to this? There's no gold leg prosthetic emoji, which kind of sucks. There is
C3PO one?
right? I'm pretty sure there is like a leg emoji. So
Probably.
I'm going to send you a leg emoji and then plus and then like gunfire and then like the dead face emoji. And I'll just send that to you.
Calling it to myself. It's code. As I seem very concerned with what's on my phone.
As the matron kind of just clears her throat a little. I think what Victor's trying to be polite about saying is it's difficult to do business with those that we are not sure who we're doing business with. I, for one, have no stake in who comes and goes from the Belmont. They know quality where it comes from. But as she looks over to Saint, as any butcher knows, you need to know the quality. You need to know what farms you're getting your meat from to know their quality. This is Victor also kind of straightens a little, clears his throat. We're going to have to table this. It's going to take some time for me to think about how I want this business arrangement to go and if I would want it to continue. But feel free to stay at the Belmont as long as you need. As the man gives a begrudgingly irritated nod. And as the man exits first, see the matron just kind of nod to the two behind her and they file out. She does not leave. She just returns to her leaning forward position. Victor lets out a sigh.
I will get up and follow after, but leave Orion there.
You going to follow the man?
Actually, I'm going to catch up with him.
Okay.
And just be like, "Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I was distracted in there. I was hearing what you guys were saying, and you know, hey, I'm on your side. I feel like it's potentially lucrative business, right?" And I'm going to hold my hand out for him to shake it. I'm Liam.
Alexander. He shakes your hand.
Okay, I'll hold it for a good couple of seconds there and shake it. Do you have a card or some way to contact should this not go through and I want to like maybe shift organizations in the future?
I actually have what my boss gave me for anything like that. One moment. And you see him like tap his coat, tap his pockets, fishes into one of the side suit pockets and pulls out a laminated card that is completely black. It has like white etching on it that is the name, which again is Magnus Kingdom.
Okay.
Magnus Kingdom, and then you just see an S underneath, and emblazoned it just seems to be a strange logo that's reflected on the card itself.
Okay.
That looks like several rose petals.
Rose
Just hold that
petals. Okay. Cool card. Who did your design?
That would actually be part of the business, the other side of the business orientations.
Wow. You guys really
We dip our toes in several.
sounds like
things.
it, right?
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for this. I should probably get back in there. Who knows what they're talking about?
Yeah,
But
of course.
hey, you have a good night.
Thank you. You too. I love your dog, by the way.
Thanks. Me too. If you're ever looking to adopt, I know some great shelters in the city.
Oh,
Adopt,
really?
don't shop.
Gotcha. Of course.
Wander back off.
Yeah, graciously. Like, what a nice guy. Like,
Vistaprint did the card. They own Vistaprint.
go ahead.
Sorry, what were you saying?
He seems completely not a part of the whole thing at all.
Okay. I'm gonna go in and kneel down next to Orion and just be like hold out the card and hold out my hand that I shook his hand with.
But the hand, Orion is like, got it, got the scent. The card, Orion visibly recoils away.
Interesting.
Like,
I definitely won't make him sniff it any longer, but that'll be good to check out later. But I want to make sure he gets the sense so that later we can go find this fellow when he's not in the hotel. So we can make him, stabby death face.
Yes. Victor opens a small drawer in his desk with a little key and pulls out a little iron flask and just takes a swig out of it.
You
You're
good?
you're having a bit of a day, it would seem.
Yeah. One stress after the other. This business is going to be the death of me, and not in the way that it is an honorable death.
You keep like aspirin and stuff nearby. Heart attacks suck. I hear.
My doctors assigned me enough pills that I could probably shame a pharmacy.
Oh, neat.
But as far as anyone else is concerned, they are a potential lucrative avenue. But as of right now, they are an irritating one.
How long have they been after trying to get in charge of things?
We've had people talking about it for maybe a year now.
Hmm.
They're chomping at the bit a bit more than usual, but they've sent me correspondences here and there for about a year.
And you seem to like this guy. He seems to be...
Alexander's a good face. Represents the best that a company can offer in terms of personality.
Yeah, but you don't know exactly who's behind the apron. You know what I'm saying?
No, I have zero idea, and that is the concerning part.
Yeah.
I normally have information on everyone. I know nothing about them.
I'll stand up. Do you need this information before the matron left, right?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
she's made her way out.
Okay. And I'm just going to stop and look around. And then we'll look down at Orion. I don't know what command I would use for this. Essentially, I want to command him to, make sure there's no one else in the room.
Sweep.
Because, that creepy ballet couple that just, appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Hey, can you do that again one more time? Okay.
Once I feel like there's no one there, I'd just be like, before he's sent onward, before he crosses the Rainbow Bridge. That's absolutely what I'm going to call it. Is there sweep? Great command. Thanks, Raven. Are you sure you don't need information before he crosses the Rainbow Bridge?
If you can find a way to figure out who their boss is, that'd be great. Outside of that, as long as he doesn't die in the Belmont, I don't really care what happens to him.
He did show up with a driver, but hey, do you still have a way? You're still doing Uber, aren't you, Otto?
Lyft and really, if it's available, I take it.
Do you have a way to can you still steal the Uber thing so they have to get you? You know what I mean?
I don't know what you're talking about. I 100% know what you're talking about.
Right. So maybe just set that up in case he decides to go off on his own, and then we know. Then you can drive him around, and I'm sure he'll want to talk after that.
So hey, here's the thing. I'm actually pretty good at talking with people. I bet I could get something out of him.
That is absolutely 100% what I meant.
Yeah.
Now, Victor, do you see this guy as a threat? Do you see that there's a problem? This is why he needs to cross the Rainbow Bridge, as you put it?
It's not so much him I see as a threat. I need don't like putting it in this way. There's a message that needs to be sent.
Mm.
Like I said, I am very fixated on propriety. And having contracts that I have given to the people of the Belmonts being taken by people that are not of the Belmonts is a problem that I need to have rectified. This should hopefully rectify the problem.
Well, the thunderstorm from the north, he's got a much more compelling argument tonight. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to retire for the night because we have to get up early. But the two of you can go ahead and do whatever sort of extracurriculars you want to do, because I'm more interested in trying to save a child that might be getting hurt, tortured, who knows. But you didn't call me back to just take care of some guy who's not gonna tell you who his boss is. So I'm sorry, Victor, but
It's fine.
no hard feelings.
You being there was enough. It's just a show of force.
I'm back on my phone again. But I do kind of glance up at you, and I will say... So, let me ask this first, because I don't know if it was obvious. Was the prosthetic obvious as we were discussing all this, or was it a thing that, like, was obvious to me as he was getting out of the car, but then was covered for most of our conversations?
Oh, no, it's very obvious. It was almost as if, like, oh no, this is a thing.
Okay. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't, but there might be some closer ties to this than really may make sense on an average day. Like, usually things don't fall together this way, but did you catch his leg?
It's hard to miss. I mean,
Right. And we are going off to meet some fellow who has a burgeoning prosthetics company and has been dipping his fingers in all sorts of things. I just want to throw that out there. Like,
I mean, I'd have to be pretty thick, to think that it wouldn't be some sort of potential connection between Magnus Kingdom, who this guy's representing, and we don't want to know who his boss is,
right?
and the guy who was we saw commercials about he's going to make, God's green earth or whatever the hell he said about, everything's going to be great with my prosthetic shit. I don't think there's a coincidence. There's definitely a connection there. I get what you're saying.
I was just wondering if there might be answers that Alexander might be able to give us this evening.
You can sleep on the plane. Come on. Come on.
Well, I got to be honest. I do have a character flaw, and that's that I never refuse a challenge. So, I mean, you got to put it that way, Otto. So, all right. Hey, Orion, can you smell the guy out? Can you? Oh, that's your thing, right?
Yeah, but he can find him, but he's in the hotel right now. I saw him.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, as long as it doesn't happen in the hotel, I don't really care.
I've always been curious about that. Like, I noticed the windows can open pretty wide, and technically, the pavement out front is outside the hotel.
People fall all the time.
Okay, I was just curious.
It's New York. He shrugs.
Another thing that Jeremy, right? So Jeremy, am curious about this part. Do we have our own rooms? Like, is room 309 my room?
They will assign rooms in accordance to how jobs work.
Okay.
You can, in terms of how the Belmont works, if you want, you can actually pay more to have this is my room.
Right.
And it tends to be a suite. But it costs money. And the Belmont's not cheap.
I've probably done that though, just
Mhm.
because of the dog.
Yeah, and that's I would say that at that
Makes
point,
sense.
if they knew you're coming, they have the room set up for you.
Right. But this fellow probably doesn't have his own room, right?
No.
He's in a room. Okay. Thanks. I don't know what you all think. You want to wait for him to head out, and or if we want to try and get him to come out, or we can always go pay him a visit. I did kind of put forward a laurel leaf. Is that right?
Coral Reef.
Yeah, just to
You extended an olive branch might be a better metaphor.
that is a
I
good
don't
one,
know.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like it in dog terms. I gave him a pup cup, and just to see if he was interested in communicating, and I feel like he is. So
My metaphors there. All right, it sounds like you guys brokered some kind of deal, though. Sounds like maybe you should be the one to get him out of his room or get into his room. Oh, hey, you know who's really good at getting into rooms?
Garla.
You saw her too, right? Is she not looking great?
I know her. You know her too.
Yeah, who doesn't know this girl?
Oh no shit.
Yeah, quite literally, everyone that is in this room right now has. I'm not gonna say intimate, but has knowledge of Carl.
right, I'm not sure. I would recognize her, but I'm not sure I know her name. Like I've probably been told it on several occasions, but I probably don't.
You would recognize her. Orion loves her.
Right.
Of course.
You probably not so much as she is the definition of a cat person.
I mean, I do like cats, but
But dot.
right.
I feel like whatever conversation we're gonna have, we probably shouldn't have Boss Man here listening to us. What if we take a walk?
Victor, thank you very much for your hospitality. As always, you are a gentleman and a scholar.
Thank you all so much. Have a good, pleasant, restful evening.
Absolutely.
I
Good
look
looking
down
out.
at Orion. Hey, you want to go for a walk? Good boy. Good boy. Someone is like, walk?
Wait, what?
The little dog was like, yes.
Right?
Or a thing. I'm going to assume you're going to attempt to attract this man through the hotel.
Seems like a good plan.
Well, you have his card, right? You could just call him.
You could, or you can use the scent that's probably still on your hand. It is your option. Or you are either going. What are you going to do in order to track this guy? Or are you going to wait till he leaves the hotel?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure we could just ask what room he's in if we wanted to just go talk to him. But
Victor will not give you this information.
oh,
It is still proprietary. That the privacy of the people is part of the hotel.
that makes sense.
Wait.
I am concerned about things going sideways if we were to visit him and there like a certain flight was not to occur, and therefore things would technically happen inside the hotel.
Yeah.
I will not break proprietary standards, my friend.
Right. So it would be better if we could get him to go outside the hotel. So I think we should either. I'm going to pull out the card, kind of be looking at it while I'm saying all this. I feel like we should either, contact him and have him go out. Like, hey, you want to get some Dairy Queen?
Who doesn't love Dairy Queen?
Right?
Dairy Queen is pretty good.
And,
Pretty good.
they've got pup cups there, so it's perfect. Or, we wait until he leaves. Now that card, does it seem like it is his card? Does it have his name and like his cell phone number?
It does not have a name on there. It does have a phone number. It just has the name of the organization and that strange design of the phone number.
I'm gonna go ahead and search the internet for that phone number.
Nothing pops up.
Okay. As expected, sometimes I get lucky. You never know.
I say call him. Worst case, he says no.
Well, I mean, I don't know if this is his actual number. I can try it.
Okay, get your dog to do the thing then.
He has an issue with elevators? Like, we're gonna have to stop at every level, essentially, until he figures out which level.
Hey, as our friend here said, we can sleep on the plane. So
That's fair. All right. Come on.
I kind of give
Suddenly
her
I'm
a
way more
wink.
Saints team. This is starting to sound a lot more like bullshit, and I want to go to bed.
All right, I head into the elevator and hold it open for everyone.
Eating a fry,
Oh.
coming on in.
Still eating.
I hate this. I hate that so much. I'll tell you why too that bothers me is in Idaho we had a place called Boise Franco that used to make duck fat fries, and they were like super crispy up until like a certain point in the day, and then they were
And then
like
they were
not that, and I'm
They're
like
not good.
Yeah.
that is when you're eating it. I'm like, hi. Oh,
Yeah.
It's
it's
just
just
a cold fat glob at this
it's
point.
Yeah.
just ration. It's just,
It's all yeah.
ugh.
It's breaking down. It's like a French fry out of the garbage at this point. You know, it's just
It's like a Waffle House hash brown that's been soaked in their chili too long. Like, I'm not happy.
My gross, greasy fingers are definitely going to go down to Orion to clean up for
Right.
me.
Ugh. Anyway, yes, about
And then you grab more
floor,
fries and eat them.
about floor 6 that Orion's ears perk up and he
Okay.
wants to like head out. But
I'm
there
gonna-
is like it goes like perk up, like excited, like hey, I found it, and then it's and
Oh, no, I found
lowers. Like,
Oh.
huh?
like
I'm not a fan of this.
like he did with the card, or more like he smells something.
Similar to how he did with the card in the like recoil,
Okay.
but unlike with the card, which like immediate recoil, don't want anything to do with that. It's recoil and then lower into there's something wrong.
Okay. Does he appear to be going towards a specific door?
Yes, he's looks like he is stalking to room 612.
Is 612's door closed?
It is closed.
Okay. Real quick, on the elevator, I'm going to hand the card to Saint and be like, hey, have you ever seen anything like this? It seemed to set Ryan off a bit. There's something about it.
Give me a what do I want you to do? Give me a this is gonna be an odd one. Give me a streetwise roll.
So it's crime streetwise.
I'm streetwise.
Crime streetwise. I'm rolling only 3.
Ah, only 3.
Only 3, but I did get a pair
Nice.
of 4s.
Familiar, but not from an organization. It's familiar in that it's the what's coded on there. This is a powdered, like it's like a powder residue that's from like not farm, like yeah, like a pharmaceutical manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
It's essentially just like medicinal residue that's been in the air. It's just coated the card, which you not enough knowledge to know exactly what specific medicine it is, but you're like, okay, that's what this feels like.
Yeah. Kind of
But
smells
as
like
far as the
aspirin.
Oh, if you go up to smell it, I'm going to give you a very different thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll smell it.
Okay,
Make a death
I need
save.
you to make me a new
Yeah,
roll.
right.
I need you to now make me a
Death roulette. No.
I need you to make me a brawn and door.
Oh, okay. That I'm really good at. That's going to be 6. I can roll for that.
Nice.
Okay. That is a 2 pair. No, I'm sorry. It's 1 pair. I'm going to push it.
Okay.
And roll 4 out of those 6 dice.
All right.
Drop one on the floor. That gives me 2 pair though, because I had the
Nice.
pair from before. I kept that, and then with the 4 I just rerolled, I got another pair. So I have a pair of 4s, pair of 6s. So we'll make that 3 of a kind.
There is you you trained yourself enough to not be too affected by a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
This is almost an opioid,
Oh,
an old one. This is bordering on like a 1960s level opioid.
oh, wow.
Like right around the cusp of when they were starting to do LSD.
Okay. So after I lick it, I do like, or I smell it, I do like a.
Mhm.
I reach in and put on another one of those little Ziplocs,
Mm-hmm.
drop it in. Yeah, I wouldn't be letting your dog sniff that.
Yeah,
Definitely
he
got
didn't want to
some.
do anything with it.
Here, and I'll hand it back to him.
I'll put it in
It's,
my fanny pack.
definitely got some high-powered, old school narcotics, my friend.
Huh. That
Some
seems weird.
shit. Yeah, some shit that you don't want to be messing with, my friend.
And probably at this point we've reached 612.
Yep.
I just want to listen at the door.
There is kind of muffled sounds through it. Like shuffling, kind of. But
If there's
nothing.
rave music, we definitely are in the right place.
There's just
Um,
like muffled, like a drawer opening and closing.
Okay, so not like shuffling, throwing someone against a wall, TVs
No.
smashing over heads. Okay.
No, there's just like drawer opening, closing, like making up the sheet on the bed kind of sound.
I
Checking
need
for
to
bed
not
bugs.
watch chat. What how many people got out of the car with him?
Only him.
Okay. When do you need to take our break?
Let me. You know what? Let me ask.
While he's away. No.
Approving.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, so here's my plan.
We go in, we just start blasting.
Right?
It was Sir Blasting.
We found it this way,
Yeah, they were
Oops.
dead when we got here.
right?
12 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
What do you hear?
It just sounds
Nothing
like
but
he's
the
moving
rain.
around in there. I'm watching Ryan. Is he like still being all sketch?
Yeah, still crouched, like not growling, but just this. No, something's wrong. Like, don't like that. Don't like that smell. Don't like what's happening.
And is it about door like this door we're at, or does he seem to be
Yes.
like looking off elsewhere?
Like at the door.
Okay. I'm gonna lead him like partway down away from the door and just tell him to sit and guard. And then
He does. Hackle's still up.
someone should knock on the door. Who wants to do the honors?
I don't wait.
How does Otto knock? Is it like is it almost a police knock?
Yeah.
It's a combination of a police knock with a shave and a haircut. It has the force, but yeah, definitely the bump bump. Housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
I'm going to do. Okay, I have to do a roll specifically because it's the shave and the haircut thing.
Hey,
I'm not saying anything as to why I'm doing it because of that.
oh, dude.
I'm gonna roll a D100 for that actually.
Oh.
Roll a D100. Yeet. Start. Stop. Okay. There is. You hear in response the dot dot like from the wall on the other side, and then the shuffling continues.
I think we're good. Can we try to open the door?
To go right ahead.
Is it locked?
It is locked,
Oh man.
but it's not locked. It is that the like there's like a latch.
The thing on
So
the
as the
inside.
so as the door like partially opens, the latch hits, and as the latch hits, you can see as you peer through. You see not Alexander. You see maybe around just very small figure that is currently kind of like setting clothes in the drawer and closing them. Wearing what looks like a porcelain mask with only the eye holes cut out. As they are constantly like stepping over as if to not disturb Alexander, who is face down on the ground.
We all see this?
If you all are peering through, yes.
Stacked head style.
Well, then as soon as we realize this, I'm just going to step back and just kick the door open full blast. Just kick it right in.
Because we're kicking in the door and we're doing the thing just to have a show of the force. Give me a brawn force check.
On force. That's going to be 5. I'm a big, strong, strapping guy. That's 3. 3 twos. So
Yeah.
one pair or 3 of a kind, I guess, however we
Three
want
of a kind. As you kick open and as the latch flies off, you see the figure with the mask like turns their head to look. They take a little step back as if a little bit surprised. Quick scan of the room. The room is immaculate, except for Alexander, who is face down in a pool of blood.
Oh, shit.
The figure like looks over to where appears that the weapon was, which just looks like a long stiletto has been set down onto a white towel just on the bathroom, like on the bathroom sink. They look to that, look to the group, seem to be weighing their options, and look back over to where the window is and look back to the group.
I want to, in one like single motion, I want to surge into the room and do that thing where my thumb snaps off the katana, and I want to do a single slice. I want to try to cut their one leg off so they can't run.
Give me a give me a fight roll, and I want you to add 2 dice to it because it's the katana.
Okay,
So the katana doesn't add on to your melee damage.
okay.
It increases your rolls for damage.
Hell yeah! So it's going to be. You said brawn and what fight? Is that what it is?
Yes, brawn fight.
Brawn fight. Okay, so that's 6 plus 2. So I'm rolling 8 dice.
Mhm.
Holy shit! Here we go. I do want to mention before I make this roll that I do have a feat called Sword Fighter, which I get a free re-roll
Oh,
while
nice.
using blades if I need it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Well, that's a whole bunch of different.
And
numbers.
using that, if it doesn't work out, he doesn't like have all the worst failure stuff.
Yep.
That's
You can use
awesome.
a free. Here's how it works. You can do a free reroll, the other reroll, and all in.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay,
There are
so
no failures in this game. Only a little bit better.
so from the roll itself, I've got 2 pair, because I roll 8 dice. I'm gonna take a free reroll and reroll 4 of the dice just to see if I can get more. That is another pair, so that's 3 pair.
Or
And,
2 3 of a kinds.
Two
What's,
three of a kinds.
you're
or
saying
4
I
of a
could?
kind.
You're saying so I
You
could
can
even
you
try
can
to push
boost
it?
it to a 3 of a kind or 4 of a kind. You can try to push it. You can
I'm
go
gonna
all
push
in.
it and roll those 2 dice one more time.
Okay.
That the total is holy shit. So the total is I have a pair, I have 3, and I have another 3. So I've got the 3 of a kind, and a pair.
I don't remember what the name of that is
Right.
because you can actually get all the way up to like the highest success roll that you can need, which is essentially just an extreme success. Which I'm going to assume you want to do.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I do.
All
I
right.
just surge in, flick, and just it's one quick swipe. There's not even like a sound. I just move forward and hit, and then they'll see like then there's a flick and the blood will across the carpet.
There is there's that cinematic thing. You flick, you sheathe, and as soon as that click, there is that Tarantino like leg falls, they fall back and like lean against the bed. They make zero sound as they do this, just as if they had like nothing. But they do not move from that position. I'm going to give you guys a chance to do whatever you would like to do in this situation before we are going to end for the evening.
Go ahead, friends.
I actually just like lean in and like, damn.
Similar. Shit. Why do we have guns?
Speak for yourself.
Then I'll cross over. I'll cross over Alexander then, and I'll move up to the figure, and I'll just kind of grab a hold of them by the front of the shirt, pin them to the bed. You're in deep shit now, pal.
There is a small like hum that comes from them, and as you pin them, the mask shifts, and as it does, you see it just kind of like fall away. Before you, you see a boy, maybe around the age of 15, with what looks like a little curved S just over the left eye.
Is it a tattoo or a scar?
It looks like a scar. It looks like a brand is what it looks like.
Oh.
And a tattoo on the neck that is a falling rose petals. And the camera's going to shift one more time back to the manor as the figure in the gas mask just taps the end of it. So now we get to play the game. Let's see if all of it was worth something. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Awesome.
Snap!
Yeah. I want to thank everybody for joining me for this evening.
Awesome.
Going to see all of you in 2 weeks, which I'm super excited about. Where else can we find you all? We're going to start with Kevin.
Yeah, hi, I'm Kevin. I got to play Saint tonight, who is an American from New York who's a samurai, apparently. This was a lot of fun. And yeah, you can find me here on Wanderer's Haven. I've actually got some stuff coming up this weekend. We're playing Magi Nights on Sunday. And then next weekend, we're going to be debuting Brindlewood Bay with some really cool, awesome, fun guests.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's the main stuff I do. And this was awesome. Thanks, Javante, so very much for running. Alex, why don't you go ahead and go next?
Oh, goodness, for popcorning. Ahoy, hoy. I'm Alex. You can find me on social medias at Roll for Alex. This last month or two, I have done the very silly thing of saying yes to almost every game. So I have a lot going on right now.
Yep.
And like half of them are streamed. So the ones you can look forward to tomorrow night over on YouTube, I'm with the Games Tavern for Whiskey, Magic, and Destruction. That starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are finally resurrecting one of our dead pals who's been gone for almost a year. We're very excited to have them back. It's happening tomorrow if I have anything to say about it. So very excited. If you like D&D, that's where you can find me doing that. On Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the Exquisite Corpse Presents, we are doing a King Arthur inspired Thirsty Sword lesbian game, Renaissance du Reign, where I play the daughter of Sir Kay, and everyone else here is basically the second class edition of the Knights of the Round Table. We're on our third season. Things are going all sorts of wackadoodle. It's very fun. Highly recommend. And then 2 weeks from now, 2-ish weeks, with Folk and Myth, we'll be going back to Vampire the Masquerade, Sabbath, mini shot. It's like only so many episodes. We're about halfway through it. Very excited. But since we're taking a little break there, I just want to tease it because I know you can find like the VODs and stuff.
Totally.
I'm doing a lot. If I miss something, follow me on social media. That's where it all is. And I talked really fast, so God help you all.
You can absolutely throw the links into the chat, and next time I'm going to have it set up so I can just hit a little button and your links just show up, which I forgot to do this time.
So many right now. Don't worry about it.
Javante, why don't you tell us what else do you have coming out?
Holy crap. So I'm apparently the Power Rangers guy. So let's see. On bi-weekly Mondays, you can find me on Arclight Court's channel, where I play as Dior, the Black Arcanite Ranger, in his Arcanite Power Rangers game. We're coming up on our last few episodes of that game, which is awesome. Uh, on Pluto Cleric's channel, you can find me in Power Rangers Fey Rangers, where I play as Trini, the pink Fey Ranger, much to her chagrin. If you like me DMing and also like nostalgia and fantasy and doing nostalgia nerd things, I have a Discord that I have linked that is purely nostalgia bait, where I run a Power Rangers game of my own, Power Rangers Rangers Academy. I'm also using it to run other things such as Perfect Draw, which is, do you like Yu-Gi-Oh? Do you like Duel Masters? Do you like card games? And do you like card game anime? There's a card game anime TTRPG called Perfect Draw. I'm going to be
Huh.
running that there. So if you want to be in that, I have a Discord that I do that on.
Nice.
Uh, Also on Saturdays, you can find me on Cyberpunk, yeah, Cybernation Uncensored, where I do a Death in Space game, which is super super fun, and I play a little punk kid who is in way over his head and has already nearly died. I do a lot of stuff. You can find me on my social media as well for that.
Nice. Everyone, go out, follow these fantastic folk. Go and check out their other things that are going on. I am redeeming this pupper treat, the last one of the night. Libby Lou. Stretch. She would never make it as a hitman's dog. I mean, as a hitman's dog, that's fine, but not as like hitman's dog's partner, like that kind of.
Right, sure.
Let's see. On the 23rd, we have a D&D one-shot called Encephalon Gorgers on the Moon, which is going to be a riot every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern. I do Miniature Monday, where I'm making figures. Right now, I'm doing a lot of the ones from Horde of the Dragon Queen, Tyranny of Dragons, because on Wednesdays, also premiered today, earlier in the day, we have For the Horde of the Dragon Queen, which flips the script, and they are playing the Cultists, trying to bring back Tiamat. And then at the end of the month, on the 28th, we have Trouble Brewing, a Pathfinder one-shot that is a tie-in to the Monster Core book that comes out the day before that. And we have a Eberron two-shot that comes out on the 30th. That'll be in the evening at 9 p.m. Eastern. So follow the channel if you haven't already, so you can get notified when those things go live. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm going to let Javante go and do the thing that he needs to do. And everyone else, thank you so much for joining me. We will see you all next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
And I'm going to push the right button. There we go. And we're going to raid, but I want to get off screen, so stick around.